Welcome back to our end of day market update for this Thursday, March the 25th of 2021. So, well, if you've been following my channel, all right, and if you're in the Discord group, you'll know that the 50% retracement of this structure, that's what we were anticipating, right, of this wave advance from that was set in March. All right, so we go up in 1, down in 2, up in 3, down in 4 to finish wave 1 here. So we've been really patient waiting to see where wave 2 could potentially end. And wave 2 was really choppy. All right, this really got a lot of traders impatient to the point where people were just curious to know. I mean, they were just throwing trades in and out and just wanted to get on something, but we exercise patience in our group and we have a lot of discipline. So I feel that this might be the case already, where we've already bottomed on wave 2. This was a clear bounce, right? I mean, it can't get any better than that. So as I was mentioning in the previous videos, right, which I encourage you guys to go watch if you missed it, or just come over to our Discord group, which is the link is down below in the description. Just sign up and it'll take you right into the group. You'll know that I post updates of this Elliott wave updates frequently throughout the day for the major indices, right? And if we have any chart setups or any trade ideas that are coming our way, I also post those in the Discord group so that everybody can see what the potential trade is going to be, or the trade setups that are coming our way. So anyway, coming back to the S&P, you'll note that the 50% retracement was a clear support area, expanding all the way out to the 20th of January, right? And there was some, it was resistance and support here. It was really messy. We broke out of it, and then we sold off and found support, and we're now printing higher. So what is the bullish scenario? The bullish case here is that if it was in fact the bottom, then we'll have to now take an extension of the origin of wave 1 to the top of wave 1 down to the 50% retracement. And that will take us at, well, let me backtrack. So in the third wave, right, is normally 100% extension of the wave 1. So it's equal to the length of wave 1, all right? It can't be less. It can't. All right. That's the guideline per Elliott wave rules. Right. So wave 3 is normally the longest, but never the shortest of the waves. So it can go up beyond, the 100% all the way to the 2.618. All right. So I always like to target, my initial target is the wave 3. On the wave 3 is the 100% extension. So if that's the case, then this will take us all the way up to the 4,108 on the S&P before we can go and back test, pull back into the wave 4, and then we go back onto wave 5. So a trade opportunity is in the horizon, guys. So just a couple of more days, and there will be more clarity. So this is obviously the bullish count. What is the bearish count? Because there's always two counts. Like, there's always two sides of the story, right? We can't always be biased into one direction. We have to always try to see what is going to be the alternate. What would happen if it goes the other way? So where would we possibly go? And this is what will happen. All right. So if just like I'm gonna point something out to you guys real quick. So like this area here, right, where we thought that we were gonna break higher, we saw 3 waves, right? 1, 2, and 3. We have printed a similar structure over here, right? Which is kind of what's throwing me off a little bit. So we printed 3 waves so far. So imagine that if this is the case, right, then we would then shift one swing over, right? Call this A, B, right? A, B, and C, okay? And now we're printing lower into the wave 2, right? So say this will probably, I'm gonna delete this to clean this up. So where would this be? So this would be down 1, right? 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that would mean that if this is if this is wave B, let me label this for us. So be down in A, up in B, down in C, which I've already labeled it, that would mean that if I take an extension, just to quickly outline here, I'm actually doing this in the fly. You see, this is what's worrying me, guys. So we have not surpassed the 78. Let me just clean this up. We have not surpassed the 78.6 retracement of wave A. And remember, this will be wave A, right? A will go up in B and we'll go down in C for our final leg. So we have not surpassed the 78.6 retracement of this overall wave A, just like we did here, right? I'll just, let's do this again. So wave A, it was spot on, as you can see here, spot on. Wave B of the retraced 78.6% of this overall wave A decline. So as you start noticing there's a pattern, right? That's what Elliott wave brings to you. It kind of captures and recognizes and trains you to spot these sort of fractal patterns or these repetitive patterns in the markets. So that's what this is a fractal nature. So if that's the case, if this is wave B, we may go a little bit higher, right? Then we will sell off into wave C. So where will wave C take us? Just like we did here, we'll take an extension. And normally an extension of wave A will be 100% the extension. Wave C will be 100% the extension of wave A. So that'll take us to the $3,833 region, potentially down anywhere between the 100 to 1618. So that is the alternate count, right? If we fail to break higher coming into tomorrow, right? If at any point we pull back aggressively, right, beyond this region, beyond this zone, if we pull back beyond the zone, then guys, we have another leg low, all right? We have more left on the downside. I'm just going to, actually, I'll undo that later. So just to recap again, guys, all right? So wave 2 had potentially ended here on the 50% retracement of wave 1. If I take this quickly for you guys again, okay, that's 50%, and we may go higher into the 100% extension of wave 1 into wave 3, all right? Alternatively, wave 2 has yet to finish, and this is down in A, up in B, and we're printing C lower, at which case it's still pretty much relatively valid from an Elliott wave standpoint, okay, because we have not broken beyond the origin of wave 1 into wave 2. So that'll take us between the 61.8 to the 78.6 retracement, which is the golden pocket, and that's pretty acceptable. Okay, guys, so I hope that was clear. I don't think that's the case. I think, well, we'll know tomorrow. We'll break higher, we break this resistance, and we're off to the races, at which point I will be putting out a trade. Really eager to trade this. We put one trade just to test the waters out, and I'll review that a little bit in just a minute. That trade was an AMD. So let me go down into the Nasdaq now. The NDX has a similar situation, okay, guys, in that we've printed into the wave C, all right, wave 2, and that is, let's take a look again, like we did on the S&P. The Nasdaq went all the way down to the 61.8 retracement of this overall wave 1 advance, which is valid. Okay, that means that if this breaks lower, which kind of looks like it, right? It looks like we have another leg lower. Yeah, the Nasdaq was the one in red today. It did not go into the positive territory, unlike the S&P, but it had a bullish close. So it's kind of it's a little confusing, right? And that's why we are being very protective on our end over at Trending Waves. We're not trying to, again, shoot out of the wall and hope to bullseye it. So until we impulsively go higher, right, which we only printed 3 waves so far, then I am still opting out to not putting a trade on the tech sector and just waiting on the sidelines, because potentially we can continue going lower to backtest this lower trend channel. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna delete this because this is taking a little confusing. But regardless of the fact, right, if this is wave 2, right, if that was the end of wave 2, then like in the S&P, we'll take an extension and we'll go down here, and 100% extension of this wave 1 will fall to the 13,725, and you'll notice that that's not yet an all-time highs in Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is lagging, okay, guys, and that's a little bit of a concern. As you can see, this is a tell of a shift in value. So money out of tech into different sectors, okay, as the S&P and the Dow Jones have already been establishing new highs. Well, not relatively new highs, but you know what I'm talking about. So all right, so that's the case here. Until we break higher, until we break into 5 waves and we break this level, this zone of resistance at 13,171, then it's off to the races into new highs, potentially on the Nasdaq. So aside from this, I want to review 3 more charts. I want to review Uber. Actually, let's take a look at AMD, which we put on the trade on the day before yesterday. We put on the trade on this yesterday. AMD is proving to be a bit of a hassle, a pain in the butt to me, okay? We might have been a little bit early in this trade, guys, and I don't know. It's looking tricky. I'm still bullish on this, right? If tomorrow ends up being a pretty bullish day, then I'm, then I'll let this one ride. But if not, and we invalidate our wave count, I mean, that's the nature of this game. So although we did enter this trade at a relatively reasonable risk tolerance, all right, it's looking a little dicey. Okay, so if this is not the wave count, then I do anticipate that if I take you over to the 4-hour time frame, that this, I'm gonna delete this, that this is in fact wave C still continuing lower. All right, so the way I will count this is that it will be down in A, up in B, and we're now printing lower into the wave C. I'm not going to anchor wave C or give a potential price target because I don't think that will happen. But should that happen, we will know relatively soon if we break below this origin, which you guys already know. That might be the case. Okay, so that is the AMD. So the other 2 charts I want to review quickly is Uber and Tesla. So let's hop over on Uber, and Uber looks a little bit better now. This is still not out of, we're still not out of the woods here, and I'm not going to issue a trade just yet. But what I see on Uber is that from the second wave here, we've then impulsed to the wave 3. We're now in a sideways correction in a triangle. As you can see here, we printed 3 waves down into A, 3 waves up into B, 3 waves down into C, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3 into D, 1, 2, and 3 into E. If this is the actual wave count, which I do believe it is because we have met the appropriate Elliott wave, the appropriate Fibonacci levels, then as we noticed today, we did pick up a little bit in volume, right? We're still below the average line, but you'll notice that RSI is ticking up. You'll notice that there is a potential for a crossover into the MACD, although what is concerning of me is that histogram is still ticking lower from the previous one. So this is still showing a little bit of weakness, but what ideally I want to see coming into tomorrow is this blue line curling up while this one curling under it. So if that happens coming in and we get another reading of a lower, something along these lines for the histogram, right, something like that, then I will start anticipating that we will go higher on, at the very least we'll start back testing this upper trend channel in in Uber. All right, this looks looks good to me. So if I were to enter a trade, my stop loss is going to be right below the $50 range. If you want to keep a little bit more wiggle room, then the $47 region is which is the low of wave A. That'll be your stop. Okay, guys. So that's my interpretation of Tesla. I did post this chart on our Discord, so under the chart setups. So go ahead and take a look and just give it a little bit more time, give it a little bit more days to see where it will take us. All right, so over to Tesla. Tesla is unfortunately not gonna work for us, guys. And so coming off from the highs, from the third wave high in January, we sold off in 5 waves. So down in 1, up in 2, 3, 4, and 5 to form wave A. We're now printing a sideways correction into the wave B. So 3 waves up, 1, 2, and 3. I'm viewing this as 3 waves down in B, 1, 2, and 3. We're now going to print 3 waves up in C. We're going down in in B, and then in D, and then we're gonna go up in E before we roll over into what appears to be wave 4 downtrend, lower trend channel support at 466. Taking a look at the daily time frame, it looks pretty appropriate that might be the case, given that this was wave 1, down in 2. We rallied up in wave 3. We're now correcting in A, B, and C down into wave 4 support, as I mentioned. Once this low is in, or we backtest this trend channel, we can then anticipate buyers to come in and take us higher into the wave 5, which will likely be the continuation of this trend channel, somewhere around the $1,000 region. So there will be another opportunity to take advantage over on Tesla. We just have to give it time for this to unfold and see what happens. All right, I do anticipate that we are going to break a little lower. Okay, we may see a bounce into the 600 or maybe test the $700 region. We sell off into 3 waves. We back test it again. We make a lower high, and then off down we go into wave C. Okay, guys. So that's it for tonight. Once again, taking a quick look back at the S&P, just to recap. We have 2 alternatives. If we end up, if this was in fact just 3 waves, anticipate a another push lower into wave C of 2, at which point will take us down to trend channel support. If this is the beginning of the pivot and change in trend, then we need to see a break above this resistance zone, and that'll open the door to the 100% extension of wave 1. Okay, guys, so I still believe that this is the end of wave 2. We've already bottomed here, as this is clear support, and it was again the extension of the retracement of the 50% of wave 1. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate your time, and I hope this is of benefit to you. If it is, please consider subscribing, pushing that like button, hitting the notification bell, so that every time I post this content out for you guys, you guys get it first, obviously. And alternatively, I'm also leaving the link down below for my Discord group. Okay, just hit the link, sign up with your email, and it'll take you directly into the Discord chat, where we have it's in the growing community. Okay, guys, and again, I post Elliott wave analysis for every single chart that they ask for, and you'll get daily analysis at least 2 or 3 times a day for the S&P, the Nasdaq, and any other major indice that is in play. Okay, guys, so with that being said, once again, thank you so much for your time, and I shall see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.